I'm proud of our kids for fighting till the end. I think that we had some adversity throughout the game, and I thought that our kids held together and gave themselves a chance. It got away from us towards the end, obviously, but I thought that our kids did a pretty good job. There's some things that we wanted to execute better that we did not do. But I thought for the most part, our kids did some pretty good things. The free throw line, obviously, we need to get there more and keep them off the free throw line. But it looks like, to me, that's the biggest glaring stat of the night.
Questions for Bremer?
Bree, for you as one of the leaders on this team, when times did get tough, what was that message like to you? And I guess you telling your team in those huddles, to focus on what you guys can focus on and control what you can control.
Yeah, it was just to keep fighting. We know that sometimes the whistle might not go our way, and that's fine. But we just have to stay within ourselves, and we have to keep fighting. Don't get discouraged by it. And Coach Neal motivated us to just keep playing, control what we can control. So that was really the message, just to keep fighting.
And then Jazz Lewis, too, having some big points for you guys in the paint. I guess kind of talk about her performance from what you saw from her today.
It was huge. We needed it. And Coach has been challenging them, like we said before, to, have an inside presence. And I think she brought that today for us. And we really needed it. She gave us a big boost. So I'm really proud of her for that.
Bree, obviously not the result that you guys wanted today, but you're still your first Big 12 game. I guess what's your biggest takeaway now that you guys have made it to conference play and you got one under your belt?
To just believe in our system, believe in what we want to accomplish, and just fight for each other, fight all the way to the end, fight for our fans. We had a great crowd today. We just need to play for one another, play for them, and things will take care of itself. But we need to focus on us and play in our system, and everything else will work out.
You mentioned it before, too, even if the whistle wasn't going your guys' way today. Never really felt like you guys were out of this game. Is there a way to just maybe hone in and just, get the message across that you were doing in the game, saying, hey, we're still in this game and we shouldn't really, fold?
Really just our confidence, really just keep fighting. That's what we want to do. We never want to give our fans an experience where they feel like we wasn't fighting or playing hard. So at the end of the day, the thing that we want to do is to just fight to the end, play as hard as we can play, give it our all, and everything else will take care of itself.
From your non-conference schedule to this first Big 12 game, is there a different level of intensity or toughness? Because the Big 12, from bottom up, top down, is one of the toughest leagues in the country, arguably. So I guess to you, how does that raise y'all's intensity and game throughout the game?
Honestly, it puts everything on the line. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what we want. You want to play at the highest level, and I think everybody on our team wants that challenge as well. And so we just really have to practice harder, don't complain about not getting calls in practice, and just go out there and play. It's big girl basketball. We say we want to make it to the big dance. Well, this is what we got to do to get there. And so we just have to keep playing hard, stay focused, and we'll get it done.
Anything else for Bree before we let her slip out? Bree, thank you very much.
No.
Shifting gears to Coach, who wants to start us off, Mason? Yeah, Coach, kind of bouncing off that message again, just the overall, it never really seemed like you guys were out of this game. How did you keep your team motivated down the stretch like that?
I think our kids have a lot of character about them, and they're competitors. They know that they're never out of the fight. I mean, that we've played 2 games this year where we were down by 16 and 12, I think, and came back and won both of them. So they certainly know that they can get back in it. They also, we also can really shoot the basketball at times, and so if we can get the 3-ball going down and get some consecutive buckets, they know that they can catch back up. So I just think, that's the kind of kids we recruit. That's what we expect in our program, and they're never going to be out of the fight.
You mentioned getting to the stripe was a game changer today. What more did you feel that maybe you guys could have done to get there today? And maybe going forward, what more can you do?
Yeah, we just got to keep being aggressive. I thought in the first half, we tried to, when we got in a little bit of foul trouble, we tried to go a little bit smaller and try to get to the rim. And I felt like we weren't running our offense, that we were trying to do it by ourselves a little bit instead of helping one another. But we took a lot of contested jumpers instead of really trying to get to the paint and to the line, which clearly Suarez makes it difficult for that. So we tried to move her around a little bit with some screens with some ball screens so that we could get her out from underneath the basket so that we could get to the lane. But I just think we've just got to continue to be tougher and more physical.
Now that you guys do have a Big 12 game under your belt, I guess what's the biggest takeaway moving forward and how you guys can improve going down the stretch of this tough schedule?
I mean, we just got to keep fighting, right? I mean, it's not going to get any easier. I mean, we did get the projected #1 team in our conference, right, to play. So, you know, the next night is not going to be any easier. Going to Kansas isn't going to be any easier. So our kids know that. Our returners certainly know that, and they'll come ready to play and ready to fight. But every night it's going to be a battle. So we just got to, like Bree said, it's big girl basketball. You know, we got to get ready to go.
Coach, your underclassmen gained some time today and putting in some valuable minutes. Jazz Shaver is coming up with some big dishes and also some big buckets. Bailey, too. I guess, how was this a good introduction for them into Big 12 play from your standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they've got to recognize, right, that it is a different level. I mean, every defensive possession, you know, they've got to really be on their game and not and they've got to be physical and tough. And then offensively, you know, every pass matters, every pick matters. They're not going to get to the free throw line or to the basket as easily as they did maybe in the non-conference. But those are some young kids that are getting some valuable minutes that are going to be really, really good players for us. And I think it's just a matter of experience.
And Katie Farrell, her defensive assignment tonight was Ashley Jones. What was that message like for her heading out into this game? And is she going to be y'all's defensive specialist moving forward on that?
Yeah, you know, I think it's just a matter of matchups. I mean, Ashley Jones is a phenomenal player. She's, you know, a fifth-year senior just like Kat, and Kat had the size to be on her. You know, Ashley's a really tough matchup because she gets down in the paint and posts. She can shoot the three. She drives to the basket. So we had to put some length on her and somebody that could handle her in the paint and also guard her on the perimeter. So we had to rotate her around a little bit since Kat got in a little bit of foul trouble. But she's a hard assignment, you know, and I don't expect anybody to have to do that by themselves. I mean, we're always going to have to play good team defense. But I thought that Kat was the best matchup for us in that case. And it'll just depend, you know. I mean, Bree's a really good defensive player that we will put on the opponent's, you know, best guard. You know, we're trying to train Jasmine Shavers to do that same thing. And then obviously Bailey's going to turn into that for us as well. So it's just a matter of matchups.
Coach, what was the referee's explanation on Bree's technical in the fourth?
That she shoved her down.
Just how do you think that sort of affected things? I mean, y'all had gotten within 7 points right before that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anytime, you know, that they get 4 free throws in a row, it's going to be tough. I mean, they shoot the ball really well there, and that's going to be, you know, an extension of their lead right there. So, I mean, it was just unfortunate. I thought it was a hard foul, but I thought that we were competing, and, you know, she got an and one and the technical. So that was a 5-point swing, I believe.
And the second quarter, they sort of, you know, built that lead that, you know, y'all were with them pretty much the rest of the way. What was it in the second quarter that allowed them to build that lead?
Yeah, my recollection is that, you know, we gave up a few offensive putbacks. You know, we had a really hard time with Suarez in the second quarter with just some defensive. We didn't rebound the ball defensively, and she got some easy putbacks that were just frustrating, I know, for Ella for sure. But I felt like our guards quit rebounding the basketball. I mean, in the first quarter, I felt like it's a really hard assignment to block Suarez out and rebound the basketball. So our guards were helping us with that more. And then I felt like in the second quarter, our guards quit going and helping to rebound, and we were kind of left our post players on an island. So I think those back-to-back second chance points happened, and then I think they hit. I think they had 3 threes maybe at halftime, and 2 of them were back-to-back in that second quarter, and that kind of extended their lead.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you very much.
All right, thanks, guys.